What's going on, everybody? Hindsight SportPicks here. Goated name, I know. Basically, what we're going to be doing here is we're just going to be picking all the college basketball, NBA, and NHL games today. We're going to show you some of the parlays and picks that I'm thinking of doing today. And it's 11:35 right now. Games start at noon, so I've already got everything written down, so I'm not like trying to cheat or anything here. And before we get into this, like a warning is I'm like a random dude. I'm not like a professional or any analyst or anything. Um, so this isn't like gambling advice or anything, but if it helps you and whatever, it helps you realize you don't want to take that team, helps you realize you do, and whatever. But I'm a little crunched for time today because the games start early. Like usually on like a Monday, the games would be at like 7, but weekends they start early, so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter, more condensed, just like let me give you the facts and just try to get even see if this recording works and if I can get this episode running. um so yeah, should be good. Should be the start of hopefully something good. Hopefully this isn't the last episode, so let's get into this. So my first pick is Rhode Island over Duquesne. Not really a good reason for it other than Rhode Island's playing good right now. I'm going to have my stats open here on my device. I don't really have as much reasoning today. Like some of the games I will, but like the Rhode Island Duquesne matchup, I don't really have any good reason to put money on that game. I think it's a very close matchup. I'm not very familiar with both of the teams necessarily as much as I am with, like, let's say a Florida, Alabama, whatever. But I'm liking Rhode Island. I think they're showing promise in this matchup. Moving to the next one, I like Purdue over Maryland. Not really a crazy. Most of these today aren't really going to be crazy, like you know profitable, or like I'm not necessarily a prophet for picking Purdue over Maryland. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty by the book. Not all the picks are going to be like that, but today it's looking that way. But I like Purdue over Maryland. Maryland's one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. They lost to Oregon as an Oregon fan. That's embarrassing. So Purdue all the way. I know they've lost 3 straight, but how can you not take Purdue? Alabama and Florida. Nice little ranked matchup here. One of two of the day. I really like Florida. I think Florida's just the better team. I think Alabama doesn't play defense. I think that's 90% of the SEC. I think Florida at least plays a little bit. Granted, if they play the way that they do or did against Auburn, it won't be a great game. But I don't know. I definitely like the over in this game. I like that more than the Florida money line just because the odds are a lot better. I use DraftKings personally, but Florida's like minus 440, I would say, compared to the spread being about even. It's like 175. I think there could very well be over 200 points scored in this game. It's just welcome to the SEC. Moving on, Sacred Heart at Merrimack. Sacred Heart's been on kind of a tear recently, and as much as it would be weird to go against them, I just think Merrimack's the better team. I think they have the home court advantage. It's an early tip, but what difference is it going to make with a school? Not that they have a high school gym, but it's comparable. I've never been in it, but whatever. I like Siena over Canisius. Canisius is just, I think they have 8 wins on the year. They're just not very good. I think Siena beat this team by 20, 22, 74 to 52 a couple weeks ago. I think it's just easy Siena to just like take care of business here. Sanford at Western Carolina. Definitely a little bit more like the Rhode Island Duquesne matchup here, except I do like Western Carolina a little more just because they're at home. They play better at home, and it was a close game last time, and I think whether or not Sanford can deal with a close game at home doesn't really affect their road game. Like they're just not a great road team, I think. I mean, they held their own against Arkansas, but we saw what happened against Arkansas last night. Against Kentucky, they got absolutely manhandled. Moving on to Chattanooga at Furman. I think this is just an easy Furman. I like Furman big here. Um, you know, got to show a little love to that Furman team that beat Virginia in the dance couple years ago. I called that upset, not anywhere on camera necessarily, but in my brackets. But I'm just rocking with Furman. Furman's an easy choice for me. Same with Iowa State at Kansas State. I know Iowa State went to Kansas and struggled, but Kansas State lost to Kansas by like 20 at home. I mean, Iowa State, I feel like they lost those two in a row, and they don't want that to happen again. And I mean, it's the Big 12. This is like a bottom feeder in the Big 12, besides like Utah and Colorado and whatever. So, give me Iowa State. Kansas City, the 4-win team at St. Thomas, Minnesota. Obviously, I like St. Thomas here. They're favored by 19, 18 and a half. So I'll take them. I take their spread too. I think Kansas City is getting destroyed everywhere they go. And moving on to Wichita at Tulsa, I really like this Tulsa team. I think they've played well, not exceptionally well, but well against quad 4 teams. Whatever, I think that's the quad 1. It's different in like college football. They call it quad 4 or whatever. A win against like ACC, whatever, big school. But I think that's different in basketball, different terminology. So pardon my French here. But I like Tulsa. If you like Tulsa big, then take Tulsa big. I like their spread. It's 6.5. I like Wichita State. I've always been a Wichita State fan since I started watching. I just like their logo and their aura per se, but yeah, maybe not this year. I don't think they're going into Tulsa and doing much with it. Maybe they cover the spread. I mean, I don't know, but I definitely know that Tulsa's going to win, or believe, whatever you want to call it. All right. Moving on to Eastern Carolina at Florida Atlantic. Eastern Carolina, 6-win team. Florida Atlantic's playing well. They play well at home. They take care of business. And they beat better teams by the same amount that they're favored here. So I think it's pretty reasonable to go with Florida Atlantic here. TCU at Colorado. This is a noon kickoff, tip-off, whatever you want to call it. So that doesn't really favor Colorado here. TCU is definitely the better team. I think if I didn't name Colorado as one of the bottom feeders 5 minutes ago, they are one of the bottom feeders, and I think TCU wins. I don't think it's like they might not win by a crazy lot. They might win by 5, but they're only favored by 1.5. But I think they take care of business. Same kind of feel here for the Minnesota-Penn State game. Penn State just a bottom feeder in the Big Ten. I don't even know if they have a Big Ten win. They might have one. But, they did play Michigan close at home and whatever. But I just think Minnesota's been like on the cusp. Not that Minnesota's any great team, but I think Minnesota's been on the cusp of getting a good win here and there, like a couple overtime losses on the road, couple close losses on the road. I think the early tip-off helps them here. I think Minnesota's got this. I don't feel terribly confident in it. Like, I definitely would take TCU road money line over the Minnesota. Just in this, like as a neutral fan standpoint, just looking at which one seems more probable than the other, more likely. So, if you like Penn State, I wouldn't say, shy away from them here. I just think if I had to go with one, if this game was 4 hours later, I might go Penn State, but I'm going to have to stick with Minnesota. St. Peter's at Ryder here. Ryder is a 2-win school. So we'll be taking St. Peter's all day long. As a Connecticut residential, I cannot bet on this game, but I do like Fairfield to win at home. They might be underdogs. They might be like a 1.5 underdog. But Quinnipiac has been kind of not playing their best recently. I think they just dropped a home or road game, whatever it was. I like Fairfield. I just like Fairfield. Maybe by like 3, 79, 76, something like that. Wright State at Green Bay. These teams played a couple weeks ago. And Wright State, I believe, won. It may have been 40, but I think it was 30. Won by 30. 80 to 50, 85, 55. They're only favored by 4 points, Wright State is, in this game. And I don't really understand that. Maybe there's something I don't know about the 2 o'clock Green Bay. It's not even 2 o'clock. It'd probably be 1 o'clock due to the time zones. The 1 o'clock Green Bay home court advantage, but I don't think it really exists. So, and Wright State is the best team in that conference as of right now, I would say. So, we'll rock with them. Marist at Niagara here. This game's tough because Niagara has the 9-point cushion, which I do like, but I also like the Marist money line, which is Marist to win. They're definitely the better team, but I don't know. This game is also one of those other ones that I wouldn't really. I mean, I am. You will see. Wouldn't really trust it too much, but I have it in at least one of maybe my main college basketball parlay I have it in. Manhattan at Mount St. Mary's. These are 2 9-win teams. I just like Mount St. Mary's better. They're at home. Not really a great tip-off time in terms of advantage, but I just think they got it. I think they're the better team. Coastal Carolina at UL Monroe. UL Monroe is really bad, but I don't really trust Coastal Carolina here. Like, it's kind of not really worth it to take a minus 400 favorite on the road, especially when it's Coastal Carolina. They just lost their most recent game to a team that I didn't think that they should have lost to. But I will still take them. I'm not really too worried about the spread in that game. Again, it's not really like a high like profitable game in my eyes today. You'll see the tabs. I got the NBA, NHL, and the Google Doc tab open. Once we get to the blue Google Doc tab, you'll know. All will be revealed in due time. Don't worry. Tulane at Memphis. This is an easy Memphis. I mean, Tulane is they may have lost like 7 in a row right now. Memphis is just playing good. I like the Memphis spread. They might be favored by 9, 10. I like it. I think it's a lot more. I think it's almost like one of those 99%, like 99.9 certainties. Like definitely that they're going to win. Compared to the next pick, which is Cleveland State and Milwaukee. I really wanted to go with Milwaukee here. Obviously, they're favored. They're the minus like 400. But Cleveland State just beat Wright State, and I believe it was on the road. And that really turns me away from this. Obviously, I will rock with Cleveland State just for that reason, because it scares me. I don't know if I necessarily like their money line, but I think their spread is definitely a better idea than anything else this game has to offer, unless you're a points wizard. I don't really know the name of this conference off the top of my head. I should, right, as the guy doing the talking. But what I do know is that it's a very good conference. Like, I always like this conference, especially like our next matchup, Oakland. Like, they usually play Michigan State every year. I like their coach. Obviously, like Wright State, like what they're doing this year. So, no disrespect, just I'm kind of whatever, not in the loop. Northern Kentucky visiting Oakland. Northern Kentucky lost at home to this team. I know that doesn't necessarily mean much. Teams win the second time, and like it's all about how you adapt and whatever. But I just think Oakland's the better team. I like them big here. Their spread is like 4.5. Um, yeah, so that's not necessarily a lock, but it's like kind of feeling like that Memphis one. Like the Memphis one, the Florida Atlantic one, the maybe the Florida one. Like kind of just feeling like yeah, they got it, but there's a chance. Like it could be a good game, but they got this. Illinois at Nebraska, both teams here are pretty injured. This is our second ranked matchup of the day. If Illinois was like a little healthier and they didn't lose at home by 3 to this team, I think I would take them. I do think there's a chance that Nebraska drops 2 in a row as they're also not 100% healthy. But 4 o'clock tip off, it's going to get dark at 5, so we could call it a night game if we really wanted to. I mean, compared to what we got going on here, it's a night game for a Sunday. I mean, even the Oregon one's technically a 5 o'clock tip off, even though, for us Eastern folks, it ain't. I like Nebraska here. They're 20-1. Their one loss is on the road to Michigan, and they were injured, and they almost had that game. Like, they truly almost had that game, and then Michigan went and destroyed Michigan State the next day, so that just makes Nebraska look that much better. Illinois also lost to Alabama, who doesn't really play defense. Not that Nebraska doesn't play defense, but Nebraska's a very good shooting team, as you saw in that Michigan game if you watched, or you've probably seen their whole season. So I think Nebraska is the easy lock. East Tennessee State at Wofford. These are two 15-7 teams. I like Wofford just because they're at home. This is the first time these two teams have seen each other. I believe the next time they see each other may be the second to last week or the last game of the season. So that's interesting. But I'll take Wofford. Just one of those kind of like Duquesne, Rhode Island games that I just kind of got to pick a team. So I'm going to go with the team that I think is better, not necessarily just because they're at home. And our final college basketball game of the slate today is Iowa playing the Oregon Ducks. I'd be crazy to pick Oregon here, and I'm leaning towards the Iowa spread itself. But I think the Iowa just to win is fine. I believe Iowa, I don't think they went to UCLA's place, but I think they played UCLA at home and won by like 13. Oregon played UCLA at home and lost by 9, so I'm just going to take Iowa. And I do respect their spread, and I will definitely be taking it in one of my bets, but which I have already placed, by the way, because if I don't get them in by technically one, because they pushed the Samford Western Carolina game was originally at 11 a.m. this morning, but they pushed it back, which is great for me because I was a little late. But just to finish off that thought, Iowa all day. So out of the ranked teams, I have Purdue, Florida, Iowa State, and Nebraska. And Iowa should be a ranked team, so I guess if we're taking Iowa, any other teams on here that could possibly be ranked, I would say maybe Tulsa, but they would have to like win their conference kind of thing. But so that kind of concludes it for the college basketball picks for today. So moving on to NBA, we have the Milwaukee Bucks at the Boston Celtics, and there's no Giannis in this game. And even if there was Giannis, I'd be kind of iffy about it just because Giannis is going through it right now. It's an early tip-off. I don't really like that, but it's not like the Bruins are playing in Boston today. They're playing the Stadium Series against the Lightning in Tampa Bay, which we'll get to. So I like Boston. Think it'll be good attendance for that. I like their spread as well. No Giannis. What am I supposed to do? Take the Bucks? Just seems like a terrible idea, and I am full of those. So, speaking of terrible ideas, taking the Brooklyn Nets over the Detroit Pistons is one of those. I think the Nets are terrible. I think they randomly have like a good game. Like Michael Porter Jr. will like randomly go off and like hit his shots, but other than that, they will lose by like 40, not even score 100. So I like Detroit. I don't. I mean, I like their spread, but I just like them to win. Obviously, like once you get into the points, it's all kind of like iffy. You never know. Um, Not to say that they're rigged or anything, but sometimes they're iffy. They're supposed to be 50-50 takes on the game, regardless of how mismatched the matchup is. Speaking of mismatches, Chicago at Miami. Miami was killing Chicago earlier this season, and then the game got rescheduled. I actually the night that game got rescheduled, I had a 14 leg parlay that hit for $1,000. Um, and that was like the only thing that was scary about that is that game because it got voided and like I didn't know if it was going to be made up another time. Whatever. Um, I oddly like Chicago. Miami won both games in Chicago, but then dropped the game yesterday, and now they're playing on back to back. And I just feel like Chicago's kind of got that like they want to be better kind of mentality to them, and like you just won yesterday. I mean, I know they won barely, but like I'm just gonna rock with Chicago. I don't think it's a great game to bet on necessarily because this is their third game in a row, but I like Chicago. I also like Toronto. This is the first time these two teams have played. I think the Jazz are better than people thought they would be, but they're not good. And the Raptors, I would say, are probably about the same, but just like a better record. Sometimes teams have better records, but they end up doing the same. It's like the Thunder. They started off with the easiest schedule and they looked really good. And now they're playing good teams. And as we'll see tonight, they'll probably lose to Denver. So I like Toronto. I know nothing about those points. I know Toronto. I wouldn't trust it with your heart. It's pretty thick. Just like the Boston Detroit lines are pretty thick, like minus 600, minus 500, but yeah, definitely Toronto. I like Sacramento over Washington. I know both of these teams are like injury riddled. This is not a great game to bet on, but Washington just lost to Sacramento, I believe, on the road, and they have no Trae Young. The Kings have no Sabonis and someone else, maybe no Murray or something. But I still like the Kings. I don't know why. It's the Wizards with no Trae Young. Like, what am I supposed to think? Orlando at San Antonio. These two teams played, I'm not sure how long ago, but they played in Orlando, and San Antonio won by 2 points. San Antonio lost yesterday to the Hornets on the road. So I kind of like them to bounce back here. I mean, it could be a trap game. Like if Victor played yesterday, there could be a chance he doesn't play today. I mean, you never know. I'm not on the inside. I don't got guys on the inside. I'm just sitting here in front of my computer, as you see. But I like San Antonio. I think. What am I gonna take? Even if Victor wasn't playing, am I gonna? Speaking of, Victor didn't play in the game that they won. So if you think, even if he's not playing, they're at home. I mean, you kind of gotta just take the Spurs. They're the better team. And I've heard Paulo Banchero is not doing very good recently. Or so the internet says. Los Angeles at New York. If Jalen Brunson wasn't playing in this, I might actually lean towards the Lakers because I feel like playing in Madison Square Garden is almost like a disadvantage for the Knicks when they play like a high market team like the Warriors or the Lakers or something like the Celtics. But I'm going to rock with New York here. I just think the Lakers haven't been great. I don't really see like LeBron or Bronny taking this game over. And if you got a guy like Jalen Brunson who played with Luka and can kind of match his play style, I feel like the better, bigger team like Cat over Ayton. Simple as that. LA at Phoenix. LA is 2 games, 2 losses against the Phoenix Suns, so I like the Suns to win here again. For some reason, the Suns are underdogs at home. I don't really understand that. I know the Clippers have been playing better as of recently, but I still like the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, good defense. Clippers aren't at home. They got to travel, whatever. They lost to the Suns at home in one of those games, so let's just go Suns. Both of those games were about like 8 or 13-point losses, too. Cleveland at Portland. I believe Cleveland lost to this team at home by a good chunk. Not sure what the implications of that were, if they were missing people or something, but I like Portland here. Portland was the first team to beat the Thunder, so we're just going to assume that they're the greatest team of all time until proven wrong. And clearly they have the Cavs number and they're at home. Cavs seems like the easy fade here. And speaking of easy fades, Nikola Jokic is back, and OKC just lost to the Timberwolves, who the Thunder absolutely manhandle every time they play. So I like Denver. I like Nikola Jokic. He's definitely probably feels like he has something to prove, or maybe a chip on his shoulder because he hasn't been playing for a month with whatever the injury was, back, leg. I don't remember. But I like Denver. I love their spread here. I love their 7.5 spread, but I really like their money line. I like to live dangerously. I like to be right, but I also like to be right as crazy as possible. Like, I don't want to just take the easy 7 points or move it to 10 points with the easy cushion. Like, I know that Denver has a good chance of winning while they could lose. I really like Denver here. Like, I really like Denver. It's a very late game too, so give me Denver. Honestly, take a fucking Nikola Jokic triple-double. Why not? He's probably going to do it. And then the NHL, there we go, a little glitch there. The Kings are traveling to the Carolina Hurricanes. I know the Kings are on a little bit of a road tear here, but this is a noon tip-off for them. Like, this is a noon face-off for them. And they lost to the Hurricanes at home in overtime, I believe. Overtime shootout at the beginning of the season. I like Carolina. They're playing good. They just had that comeback versus maybe it was the Ducks the other day. So give me Carolina. If you wanted to take their spread, you could, but it's kind of an early game, even for both teams, even though it's much earlier for the Kings. The Boston-Tampa game is, as I said, in Raymond James Stadium. Outside. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's the Stadium Classic, whatever. I like Tampa here. I believe they either lost to Boston on the road in overtime by 1, like 1-2, low-scoring game, or they beat them in that game. I can't remember. I'm not going to check. It's going to take too long. Either way, I know my pick. It's the Lightning. They're realistically, besides the Avalanche, they're probably the best team right now. I know the Avalanche are good, but their power play sucks, as I learned watching the Reds game yesterday. So I like Tampa Bay here. I do kind of like the over. I don't know too much about these stadium games and whether it adds or subtracts from the scoring or whatever it may be. Sometimes it's just weird stuff like that because they're outside. It inclines them to score more. Like there's more factors in the game or something. But I like Tampa Bay. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston won. Not even a little bit. If they won 5-4 in overtime, I wouldn't be surprised. So, moving on. Last game of the day, maybe my favorite, is the Vegas Knights at the Anaheim Ducks. Vegas is 0-2 versus the Ducks. Both overtime losses, one at home, one on the road. They're on the road again. Vegas has lost 4 or 5 in a row. Ducks have lost 2 in a row, but they were road games. I really like the Ducks here to just win. They are an underdog at home, so if you like their spread, hammer that. You'll see that in a minute. I'm going to have that in my super safe bet. But I really like the Ducks. So if I was to take one pick from every game, I would say, or one pick from every sport, I would say it would be the Ducks money line from the NHL from here, it would either be the Nuggets money line, just because it's the plus 285 value to it, or the Portland or Phoenix money lines, kind of just depending on what you're feeling, I guess. But I think either three of those games have a very good chance of going that way. Like the home team winning, the home underdog, so they say. I was extremely surprised to see these teams, Phoenix, Portland, and Denver, underdogs. So do with that what you will, or don't. And from here, I really like the Florida Alabama over. And I really like, I don't know, there's so much I like, but I really like the Memphis game for some reason. I just feel like that Tulane team is not playing good right now. Like, obviously, there's other games that are like a little more like this game. You got like a good team playing a basically no win team. They have 8 wins, but whatever. This is a 6-win team. Like, obviously, like the 2-win team, the 3-win team, the whatever it may be, the 8-win team that only beat Maryland, and my favorite team of Oregon. I just feel like I like Memphis. Like, I feel like Memphis could be a tournament team. I feel like I do like the Oakland, like Oakland and Memphis. Maybe, whichever one, based off of the information I gave you. Maybe go look at it yourself. I mean, you got time. From when I post it, maybe not. It might get posted by 1:00. So this game definitely is tipped. But last but not least, let's get into, sorry, kind of showing you a little foreshadowing there. But for my college basketball bet today, I would take the Purdue money line, the Florida money line, plus the over, the Siena money line, the Furman money line, the Iowa State money line, the St. Thomas money line, the Tulsa money line, the Florida Atlantic money line, the TCU money line, the Minnesota money line, the St. Peter's money line, the Wright State money line, the Marist money line, Mount St. Mary's money line, Memphis, Oakland, and Iowa money line. Logging back in right now because I don't have screenshots like an idiot of what this would be worth if you put it in. 1 second. Okay, so I just logged back in, and then it told me I didn't log back in. So that's the only time this has ever happened, by the way. It never makes me double log in. But since I'm filming and like at a pressed for time here, it's gonna make me do that, obviously. So this college basketball parlay, I put a 30% boost on DraftKings. It is plus 18,184. So basically 182 times your money. I put $1.67 on it. It's just kind of like my number. $1.67 pays 300, 305. I always try to, like, if I'm putting in, let's say I put $2 on a bet, I don't want it to be like $198. I want it to be like 102 at least. So it's like I made the 200 even, if that makes sense. There are a couple of things on here that are pretty iffy, like some of these road, like Marist, and maybe Siena. But other than that, I feel like most of these guys are pretty good. These two, obviously this one is risky, but this is just the main college basketball bet. I have other ones that are better than this, but the NBA one, I would take the Celtics, I'd take the Pistons, I'd take the Raptors. You could take that one off. You could. I take the Spurs, I take the Suns, the Blazers, and the Nuggets. That one is an 8 pick. Oh, okay. So I added, what is it, before the Spurs? I added the Knicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. There's an 8 pick, 56 times money. So I have 267 on that one for 150. I know I just said it should be like 153, but I'm just a liar. And I didn't think about it. But it's good enough. 267 is already a lot. I only put in $10. Usually it's 5, but there's a lot of shit going on today. The NHL one, and just taking the Hurricanes, the Lightning, and the Ducks. But since those odds aren't anything impressive, I kind of decided to take the spread. Ooh, don't know how to type. And then I just took their money line because they're underdogs. I just want the best value. I know, obviously, I said the Lightning could very well lose. This team could very well lose, and this team could very well lose. That's what it's all about. But I like that one. It's 10 times money. If you were to just do it as it is on the screen before, it would only be times 4 money. So call me greedy, call me whatever. I did it. So this is the Mega 1. I didn't really know what to call it, but it's pretty much just like everything that I'm very confident that would happen. So everything on here is like the Celtics money line is a minus 600. It's not very profitable, but when you combine it with other 20 things that aren't very profitable but are very likely to happen, good things usually happen, or you get 19 out of 20 of the way there. And like my example is yesterday, Arkansas and Miami losing. The Arkansas one wasn't as bad because Miami was winning by like 10 with 3 minutes left and then lost 86-85. But if those two games had gone different, it would have been a very, very good day yesterday. Let's just say that. I think it was a 14-legger yesterday. But for this one, it would be the Celtics money line, the Pistons money line. Let me get this cursor out of the way. The Suns spread, which I have at 10.5. The Blazers spread, which I have at 10.5. Which alternate spread. All these spreads I've kind of changed a little bit, except the Ducks. And then the Nuggets I have at 10.5, which you could keep that one at 7.5. I think that's good value, but I just moved them all to 10 just because why not? This is the bet that's supposed to be like safe. Took Purdue money line. The Alabama-Florida over. I left out the money line for Florida. Just doesn't really seem worth it. Alabama could very well win if it's going to be a high scorer. I mean, it could go to overtime. You never know. If Florida breaks a bunch of shots, like I said, against Auburn, it's over. Siena money line, Furman money line, Iowa State money line, St. Thomas money line, Tulsa, Florida Atlantic, Memphis, Iowa, St. Peter's, TCU, Marist, and Oakland. If you'll notice, I left out the Minnesota game, but I left the TCU game in. And then the Ducks spread, which is 1.5. At home, I put $2.67 on this one. This one is 130 times money. So this is 267 to win 347. So $345 profit. And the last one, I think I'm going to make one more live because some of the things that I've said in like reviewing these, I've noticed some inconsistencies and like some things that I feel like could go wrong. Like I have the Raptors in this one, in this NBA bet, and I feel like that could mess the whole thing up. Like for a like you get too greedy, you put a minus 400 in there and it doesn't work out. Like it's like, why did I do that for the Raptors? Like they haven't played the Jazz yet. It's pretty risk. I don't have anything to go off of besides intuition. But this is the Mega 2. So the Mega 1 was very safe. The Mega 2 is the exact opposite. The Mega 2, just looking at it, is insane. It is the Boston Celtics spread, so they have to win by 14. The Pistons spread, they have to win by 13. The Suns to win at plus 100. The Blazers to win at plus 130. And the Nuggets to win at plus 235. I said 85, I was close. The three look like an 8. The Ducks money line at about even, minus 112. The over 176 for the Florida game, which is at minus 112. The Purdue spread to win by 16 at Maryland, minus 110. Obviously, all these spreads are going to be pretty relative even. I didn't move any of them. We have the Furman spread, the Iowa State spread, the Florida Atlantic spread, the St. Thomas spread, the Oakland spread, the Memphis spread, and the Iowa spread. The only one that kind of freaks me out here is the St. Thomas spread because it's 19. But they're playing a 4-win team, so I'll kind of let it slide. And Purdue scares me a little bit. I could see them winning by like 8 instead of 16, you know? But I'm just hoping they take their frustrations out on Maryland. They just got beat by Indiana, who's not that great. So I hope they go in there and just show what they're made of. I don't even know what this one is. This one is plus 359, so 3 million. So this is times 35,000 times 36,000, yeah. Times 36,000, so I have 67 cents on this to win $24,000. What do we think about that? I think that's going to work out. Me too. So, as I promised, this will be the last thing I do. Maybe tomorrow I'll go over my picks. I could go over my picks from yesterday. I kind of told you about it with, you know, the vagueness of Miami screwing me and Arkansas screwing me. But other than that, not much to know about that. So the Mega 3 is just going to be everything that I think is just, like, good. And by good, I mean just, like I think, let's see. I think this St. Peter's is good, right? But they're on the road, and they're playing a terrible team, right? But they're on the road. This, like Marist, like this Marist one, I would definitely not include. So it's gonna be a little bit of like an in between from the Mega 1 and the Mega 2. The Mega 1, obviously the super safe, but like a ton of legs, so it's not super safe. The Mega 2 has a good amount of legs, 15, but it's very unlikely things to happen together. And then this one, I'm just gonna keep it kind of standard, so it's almost gonna be like the first 3 combined a little bit, but I'm gonna leave out the ones that do not show as much promise as I wish they would. So I'm going to make this live right here for all none of you watching, or all one of you, and you know who you are. We'll start with college basketball. As of right now, the score is 13-16 between Rhode Island and Duquesne. Duquesne is winning. So I'm currently wrong, but we'll see. So this is tough. But I did say Purdue by 8, so I will come here and put Purdue by 8. Oops, we do not want that. Purdue minus 7.5. And no, I won't spread them out. The Furman is already at 7.5, so I'm going to keep that there, actually. I really like that. They're at home playing Chattanooga. Chattanooga ruins my day, then Chattanooga ruins my day. I'm also going to do the Siena minus 7.5. This is alternate spread. Most of these are probably going to be alternate spreads. Siena's at minus 9.5 right now, but I like the 8 number. I don't know why 8. It's just like a weird number. Florida's favored by a good amount, and the over is now at 177.5. So I'm just going to take the AL FL over 177.5. Throw that on there. I could make it lower, but if I already think it's going to be higher than that, I probably shouldn't. But 180 is both teams are 90s. So if I think both teams are going to be 80s, I could put it down a little bit more, but putting it at 160 is going to be nothing. So we'll keep it there. Iowa State at Kansas State. Could you imagine what I'm going to put the Battle of the States at 8? Could you imagine that I'm going to do that? Iowa State minus 7.5. Should I put these all next to each other, like, so it's not looking weird? I know it's like one of those things that nobody was probably caring about but me, and it's only going to delay the inevitable of what I'm trying to do here. But, and I am a man of organization, so debatable calling myself a man yet, but energy saver is on. Holy crap, dude. I've lost a full percentage of battery since I started recording this. That's not a good sign. We're going to throw a Florida Atlantic FAU minus 7.5. We will, I think I'm going to leave off the TCU, Colorado, Minnesota, Penn State games for now. I might add the TCU one. The Tulsa, Wichita State, I'll come back for. The Marist on the road, I don't care about. Mount St. Mary's at home, I'll come back for. St. Peter's on the road. Oh, man, I'll take it. This team has 2 wins. Ryder has 2 wins. I can't go against. I can't support a 2-win team. I just can't do it. St. Thomas, Minnesota. I don't think I could get this. Oh, I got it down to 8. It's not good odds, but I got it down to minus 7.5. That's the magic number right now. It is minus 720 odds. I'm pretty sure if you put $1 million on that, you might get $100 back. Just the St. Thomas spread alone. Just in case you were wondering. I'll take the Oakland money line. Oops. And we'll take Memphis by 8. They're favored by 9, but we'll put them at 7.5. Again, if I had more time to prepare, I probably would have done this, but I felt like I wasn't even going to get this out before 1 if I kept going, so, and we're already almost at 12:30. As you can, or I guess my face cam is probably covering it. So that's Memphis. Iowa is a minus 10.5, so we will put them down to 7.5. Iowa minus 7.5. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 legs so far. We will take the Boston Celtics by 7.5. Are you shocked? Are you shocked that I'm taking them by 7.5? And can you guess what I'm going to take the Pistons to win by? Comment, if any of you watched the video this far, comment what you think I'm about to take the Pistons by. Do you think it's going to be A, 0, B, 1, C, 2, D, 7.5, or E, 6.7? Comment down below, just so I know you watched the video, and then I'll put your comment in the next video if I can figure out how to do that. I have no editing skills. I am truly just a man who likes to click buttons and tell people about it. So, with that being said, if you have typed in your guess for the Pistons spread, it is 2. Just kidding. How many of you just like felt your heart drop? Gonna ignore the Jazz, or the Raptors, the Kings, the Heat. Gonna ignore the Knicks. I don't know. Just gonna take the Spurs. I trust them. They won without Wemby on the road. If they lose without Wemby or with Wemby at home, I don't know what's real. I don't know what's real. We are going to take the Suns spread by 7.5, but plus 7.5. So that means that they are not going to lose. They can lose by 7, and we're still cooling. Or maybe it should be 8.5. But I like them all to be the same, and you'll see why in a minute. Because the Denver Nuggets spread is already at 7.5, so I don't even have to change it. It's almost like it was meant to be. Truly is. Come on. Come on. Spam the space bar here. Plus 7.5. So we changed the I wish you guys could see what I was doing on my phone. I mean, you can. Like, I'm typing it as I'm doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So I have enough for the Ducks and then 2 more college basketball picks, maybe? I think we can get this to 20. There's enough things going on today that are promising. So we add the Nuggets spread, and then we move to the NHL. Do the Ducks. Oops. Do the Ducks. I can't do plus 7.5, but this is the next best thing. Considering they lost, like, every game has gone to overtime that they've played the Vegas Knights, I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to go back to college basketball and do one last little clean sweep here. So it's going to be Tulsa. Definitely Tulsa, right? I talked highly of them. Sorry if you hear talking in the background. This will be over soon. And then, you know what? I'm a man of my word. But we're going to do this. I know it's not great odds. I know I think they're going to win. But I don't care. This thing is already at 20 legs, and it is for 5,600 times money, so I don't think I need to get greedy here, as assuming I already haven't gotten greedy. So let's see. $1 on this bet is for $5,000. I like that. If you don't got $1 to throw on this, man, what the hell are you doing watching this video? Because what I'm looking at right here, this looks like my life's work. This looks like I honestly want to put more than $1 on this. Are you kidding me? I think I'm going to put, personally, damn, dude, $5 for 27K. 27.6. Is that not, like, meant to be? So I think I'm going to throw a 5 on that. Just an even 5, and then we'll call it a day. I won't do that now. It's kind of a waste of time, especially with my computer hollering at me. But yeah, I mean, if you made it this far in the video, first of all, what the hell is wrong with you? And then second of all, thank you for having something wrong with you, because thank you for watching. I don't really know what to ask of you. I feel like YouTubers really care if you subscribe and like the video, so we'll ask for the bare minimum. But I'm gonna try to do this every day. I want to provide kind of a cheat sheet for people. I'm not really trying to steer anybody wrong here. I am a very math-oriented brain. I was going to school for math, but I figure it's better used somewhere else. something more creative than just sitting there and being told linear algebra formulas over and over again and listening to random men explain what a pie chart is. I'm 23 years old and I'm learning about pie charts. Yes. One of my classes is pie charts and one of my classes is literally calculus 4. Make it make sense. I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather be working. I'd rather be doing anything else. So helping hopefully you, hopefully you. Hopefully as this goes on, I get more and more better at it. Not necessarily just the talking and not the picks. I hope the picks are good. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. But I just mean like the content, like the mic quality will get better, the video quality will get better, the surrounding studio will get better. I just need time, This is episode 1. This is just trying to see if I can even get this thing posted. See if we're just trying to get our feet off the ground here. But again, thank you for watching in all seriousness. I really like what, if you don't know Josh Pate, I really like what he does, and that's one of the guys that I kind of model what I'm going to do after. I don't want to copy him. I don't want to, take his thunder. I just want to, express myself the way he does, I think he'd be a great college football commissioner, the same way that I hope that I could do that one day, or maybe for any sport, like college basketball. I think college basketball has a lot more chaos to offer than college football with the, what are we at, 68 teams now? So, and it's only going to get more. So, not to mention I had a perfect first round in 2016. Or the year that Lonzo Ball was at UCLA, and I thought they were going to win it all. But, yeah, perfect first round. The whole entire round of 32 was basically incorrect, so don't get your hopes up. For the third time, thank you for watching, if you did all the way here. I'll have the video separated between, the picks, the parlays, and, if it was NBA or if it was college basketball, whatever. I really hope that by the time March Madness kicks around that, we got something moving here. I do stream on Twitch. I do want to stream this on Twitch. I just don't have the Wi-Fi capabilities to do that yet. I have the Ethernet in my PS5, but I don't have an Ethernet that reaches where I am right now. My poor computer can only do so much. So, but again, thank you. I'll switch over here. Thank you for watching. Have a great one. Hopefully these, if you follow any of these, they do you some good. I really don't, I'm not trying to steer anybody wrong. I'm not trying to make anybody think I'm some kind of professional or whatever, but I do have an okay track record. I'm not anything other than someone trying to make money just like you. So, episode 1 under the books. My hair's a mess. I look like crap. Whatever. If you can get by that, I appreciate that. I need a haircut. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I really don't know how to end this. Glad I couldn't see myself the whole time, because holy. But that's another thing that's going to improve, along with the quality of the equipment, is the quality of how I present myself, Hopefully. As in, maybe I'll just be having a better hair day one day, but better lighting, maybe. I don't know, my computer camera just looks like black and white a little bit. I know it's not, but it's not very colorful. Like, that red behind me doesn't really look as red as it is in real life. And that bothers me, so. Alright, before this gets to an hour, I'm going to end it. Thank you again, 4th time, 5th time, 6th time, 7th time for watching. Really appreciate it, and good luck, and see you tomorrow.